Welcome back to Knights of the Old Republic. Getting comfy in my chair. We left off in the ruins. You may notice those were some of the same words that the aliens say. But I don't know what language that is. I still don't understand you, Mr. Droid.
I think the droid is trying to communicate with us by cycling through a variety of languages. Each time it spoke, it was using a very different alien dialect. The droid can probably understand us. The only problem is it may not have been programmed with the phonemes of a language we can understand.
I can reproduce any language spoken by the slaves of the builders. I recognize this language.
I recognize this language as well. It's an archaic variant of the Selkath dialect spoken on Manan. But why would a droid on Dantooine be programmed to speak ancient Selkath?
Communication was vital to ensure that the slaves constructed this temple according to the wishes of the builders. But you are not of the slave species. Neither are you of the builders. You are like the one who came before.
It must be referring to Revan. The Dark Lord and Malak likely encountered this droid when they explored these ruins.
Are you some type of guardian? I am the overseer. The builders programmed me to enforce discipline among the slaves while this monument to the power of the Starforge was constructed. At project completion, all slaves were executed. I was reprogrammed to serve should a builder return in search of knowledge of the Starforge. How long have you been here? My chronological circuits have marked over 10 full revolutions of this system's outermost planet around the sun since the builders left.
10 revolutions would take more than 20,000 years. If this is true, then this droid is nearly 5,000 years older than the Republic itself. There must be some mistake.
There is no mistake. The builders constructed my chronological circuitry using the technology of the Starforge itself. My calculations are infallible. Who are the builders? The builders are the great masters of the galaxy, the conquerors of all worlds, the rulers of the infinite empire, and the creators of the Starforge.
These builders must have been an extinct people. Though it is strange, there's no record of their existence. Even the archives of the Jedi Academy make no mention of them. In the years before the Republic, the Hutts were a dominant force in the galaxy, but they never constructed an empire. In fact, I know of no species that would fit with this information.
The droids speak Selkath. Maybe they were the builders. The Selkath were nothing but slaves and servants of the true masters. Like all the other species, they bowed down before the might of the builders and the Starforge. The empire of the builders is infinite and everlasting. None can stand against their might and the power of the Starforge. Have you seen a builder recently? I have been here since the completion of this monument. In all this time, no builder has returned to seek information on the Starforge. So what is the Starforge? The Starforge is the glory of their builders, the apex of their infinite empire. It is a machine of invincible might, a tool of unstoppable conquest. Right, but what is it? What does it do? The Starforge is the glory of the builders, the apex of their infinite empire. It is a machine of invincible might, a tool of unstoppable conquest.
The droid is obviously not programmed with the knowledge we seek. The Starforge sounds like some type of weapon, perhaps. Though in fact, it could be anything.
Maybe it has nothing to do with the Sith.
Our vision was clear. We saw Revan and Malak speaking of the Starforge. I'm certain it is somehow connected to the Sith's sudden rise to power. Maybe the droid has more information we can use. It seems to respond to you. Perhaps you should ask it something else.
Tell me about Revan and Malak, the ones who came before us. The ones who came before you, the ones like you, not builders but not slaves, sought knowledge of the Starforge and its origins. They proved themselves worthy. They discovered the secrets of the Starforge, locked beyond the sealed door behind me. But there was another who failed to unlock the secrets and paid the ultimate price.
The droid must be talking about poor Nemo. The Council sent him here to investigate. cost him his life.
Did you kill the Jedi over there? I am not programmed for combat. I did not harm the one who failed. This temple's own protections will destroy those who seek knowledge of the Starforge if they are deemed unworthy. How can I prove myself worthy? Enter the proving grounds to the east and west. Within them, those who understand the will of the Builders can unlock their secrets and open the doors. But those who fail will be destroyed by the power of the temple itself. More than this, I am not programmed to say.
Revan and Malak unlocked the sealed door and uncovered the secrets of the Starforge. Now Malak is using the Starforge to fuel his conquest of the Republic. We have to find out what they uncovered. We have to find a way to unseal these doors to learn more about the Starforge. The Republic is depending on us.
Hoped I might have gotten Nemo's lightsaber.
How'd you like that?
There,
Oops.
Yes?
Let's go! Time to rumble!
There. What can I do? What?
The ancient computer hums and throbs as you approach it. The screen flickers to life, and a stream of incomprehensible characters sprawl across it. Press a button. A new sequence of equally incomprehensible characters appears on the screen. Press many buttons at random. Same deal. Kick the computer. You kick the computer. Your foot hurts. Talk to the computer. The computer goes silent, its screen blank. A few extremely unusual characters then appear on the screen. The computer emits a rapid sequence of tones. You hear one of the tones softly echoed by your datapad. A small data receptacle opens in the front of the ancient machine. Computer skill. Attempt to slice the ancient system. The machine stands silent, waiting. Insert your datapad into the receptacle. The computer seems to be interfacing with your datapad. The screen goes blank again, and then more familiar characters begin to appear on the screen. Hersiki Jusufs Win So Itza Goof. Retrieve your datapad. The datapad seems to be locked in the ancient computer. It does not budge. Talk to the computer. The computer goes silent again, humming softly. It seems to be processing data from your datapad. Your datapad is released from the receptacle, and the machine goes silent for a moment before flickering to life again. Data interpretation complete. Language analysis complete. Interrogative. Identify the 3 primary life-giving seed world types. That'd be oceanic, grassland, and arboreal. Ooh, wreckage. Why did I do that? This room over here wants the death-giving world types, but I'm gonna pause the recording for a minute and let my force build back up. You must use the force.
You cannot win. Yes?
Ready?
I'm hit. Yes?
Time to rumble.
So be it. This must be what Revan and Malik found when they entered this temple. This must be where their journey down the dark side began.
What is it?
This is a map. Some sort of intergalactic navigational chart. Revan and Malik must have used this to lead them to the Starforge. We could use this map to follow their path and find the Starforge ourselves, but we must be wary. They may have laid traps or concealed what they found.
So what is the Starforge exactly?
I don't know, but Revan and Malik were very interested in finding it. It must be a tool of some type, or maybe a weapon. Perhaps the Council can tell us more, but I think this map
I think if the Council knew, they wouldn't have sent us.
Whatever it is. See this world here? This looks like Korriban, a Sith world. And if that's Korriban, then this is Kashyyyk, and Tatooine, and here's Manan. But there are pieces missing. Incomplete hyperspace coordinates, corrupted data, and there doesn't seem to be anything indicating where the Starforge itself might be.
Perhaps these worlds have more clues.
I was thinking that too. This map can't take us to the Starforge, but I know that Revan and Malik visited Korriban at least once. Perhaps they discovered something more there. They may have found something on each of the other worlds that completed this map. Maybe if we find all the pieces, they'll lead us to the Starforge. And some way to destroy it.
That sounds like quite a supposition. What if you're wrong?
What if I'm right? We can't ignore this. Finding the Starforge might very well be the key to defeating the Sith. We must inform the Council of what we've discovered. They must decide our next course of action, though I suspect our task has only just begun.
Carth's gonna have something to say, but I'm not gonna talk to him until we're back on the ship, because that lines up with the story I tell. Oh, come on, you lazy bones.
Huh?
Nope. Dandelion, that hurts. The cat. Oh, okay.
How can I help?
You look like something's bothering you.
No, not bothering me. Not exactly. I've been thinking about what the Jedi Council said about the two of us. There is a bond between us. I do not dispute that. I can feel it, as I'm sure you can. The nature of that bond and its effect on our mission remain in question.
Doesn't the bond mean my presence is necessary?
Necessary, perhaps, but it is no guarantee of our success. I admit, I'm a little disturbed that such a bond could be possible in the first place. I saw your service records when you were transferred aboard the Ender Spire, but nothing beyond that. I know very little about you. I'd like to ask you some questions, given our relationship.
Sure.
Don't worry, these are simple questions. Nothing too intrusive. First, what kind of background do you have?
I was a scout. The fleet recruited me for my skills.
Good. On which planet were you born?
Duralia. It's a remote system. Why, of course I could say. Kashyyyk. I'm a Wookiee, can't you tell?
Excellent. Your current age is?
3012. Healthy living, you know.
I see you intend to be childish about this. I guess I won't get anywhere continuing our discussion right now, will I? I suppose I'll have to speak to you again later. Hopefully you'll be a little more mature. How can I help?
You have something you wanted to ask me?
I do. How did you know?
Well, your face is all scrunched up like a Kinrath pup.
An amusing description, but hardly the truth. We both know the real reason you have some idea of what I'm thinking. The bond we share.
No, it's just because I'm sexy. Maybe.
Our connection allows us glimpses into each other's mind. We can feel some of what the other feels, and what I feel within you troubles me. A Padawan must receive considerable training. They must learn to control their emotions and darker impulses. Often it takes years before using the Force can be considered safe. The fact that you are so strong in the Force and have had such relatively little training could have terrible consequences. For you, and for everyone around you.
You could warn me when I do something bad. Blink once for dark side, twice for light.
This is not a joke. The choices you make could affect both our destinies. Not to mention the fate of the Republic and the entire galaxy. There is much at stake. Thankfully, you've exhibited a degree of compassion and self-control up to this point. I sincerely hope you can maintain these traits in the future. We must all resist the
I'm literally
influence of the dark
nice.
side. It's everything we are fighting against. This is doubly important for you, with your natural affinity for the Force.
Why are you getting so upset, girly?
I'm sorry if I come across as harsh, but I am concerned. For you, for our mission, and for myself as well. Our destinies are intertwined. Everything one of us does will have consequences for the other. Any reckless behavior on your part is likely to affect me as well.
It works both ways, doesn't it? You could help me stay strong.
Yes, that is true. I will do my best to guide you, but I am no master. Not yet. And there are times when I find the sheer strength of your power almost overwhelming. Your power could be a gift or a curse. When you need guidance or advice or support, I will do my best to help you stay on the path of the light.
I would appreciate any help you could offer.
I only hope I have the wisdom to help you through the dark times. But for now, we should return to our mission. How can I help?
Nope.
Then I suggest...
Yeah, what do you want?
Tell me a story.
I don't have as many strange stories like the last one I told you, but I do have a couple about me and the stuff I've done. In one battle above the world of Althir, my unit managed to defeat a force of Althiri 10 times our own size. That battle gained me command of an entire subsect of my clan.
Tell me the story.
For 5 days, they had managed to hold off our forces, keeping us to the outer rings of their world, preventing us from attacking it directly. My task was to assault one of their flanks with a false attack. The Althiri would be drawn out by the units I had sent in. Once they had surrounded those units, the bulk of my forces would attack from the rear and defeat them in detail.
Did it work?
Things didn't go as I had planned. I saw an opening, a mistake they had made in the disposition of their forces, and took it. While fending off our main force, they had let their fleet split in two. The center of their entire fleet was left exposed. I turned my forces and assaulted the center of their fleet, decimating them.
You were a great warrior, Canderous.
Their slow, ponderous ship could not turn to face us without being overwhelmed. The command vessels were destroyed
Girly,
in
put your
seconds.
claws back.
Their ranks were thrown into chaos. It was amusing to watch the surviving ships scatter and flee. Several even tried to dive through the plane of the rings to escape us. They were shredded by the rings, or crashed into rocks, or were destroyed by our forces as we pursued them. Warriors do not flee from a battle if they are losing. They fight to the end, as we did against your Jedi Revan. Another time, maybe, I'll tell you about how the war with the Republic went. For now, let's just get on with things. Is there something else you want to know?
Nope.
Your choice.
And that unlocked a side quest with Canderous.
Manaman autot catch. Takum just tolpa. Takum just.
Feel like I already talked to him.
Ah, you have returned, young Padawan. Have you
Wearing
discovered
Nemo's
what it was
clothes.
that Revan and Malak sought in those ruins?
An incomplete star map when mention of the Star Forge.
This news of a Star Forge is disturbing. Action is required, but we must not do so in haste. We must discuss recent events in light of this new information.
We should consult the Jedi archives to see if there's any mention of the Star Forge and what it might do.
You should talk to
We must
Nurek
learn
Sandral
why
about his
Revan
son's
and Malak
diary.
sought it out.
Return to your ship with Bastila, and we will summon you when we are done.
Really, we just kind of stand there.
Padawan, you
See?
have done well in discovering the star map hidden within the ancient ruins. But there is more you must do in the battle against Malak and the Sith.
Hi, kitty.
We Jedi know victory over the Sith will not come through martial might. The Council has a mission for you, Padawan.
I've consulted our vast archives in an effort to discover the nature of this Star Forge, but all my efforts have been in vain.
Still, the Council are in agreement. The Star Forge
the cat.
must be found. Revan and Malak sought it out when they began their tragic fall. The Star Forge is surely a powerful tool of the dark side.
The star map in the ruins showed you 4 planets, but it was incomplete. It did not show the location of the Star Forge itself. We believe there may be similar star maps on other planets. Each star map is likely a small piece of a larger puzzle. Find the star maps on Kashyyyk, Tatooine, Manan, and Korriban, and we believe they will lead you to the Star Forge.
The order they want you to go in is Tatooine, Kashyyyk, Manan, and Korriban. I do Tatooine, Kashyyyk, Korriban, then Manan. I think it's better for the story I tell.
The Jedi numbers have been ravaged by this war, by defections to Malak's cause, and by Sith assassins. But we realize the importance of this mission. Yet if we send a company of Jedi Knights with you, we would surely draw the full attention of Malak and the Sith, dooming your efforts to failure.
Am I to undertake this task alone, then?
Secrecy is our best defense against the Sith. But it would be foolish to send you on this quest without someone to aid you, young Padawan. Bastila will accompany you, for there is a powerful
Great.
connection between you two. A connection that might be the key to unraveling the mysteries uncovered by Revan. And Juhani has also asked to accompany you. After long deliberation, we have granted her request.
Juhani nearly fell to the dark side. Perhaps her presence will serve as a reminder to you of the dangers of that path.
There are others I would like to join me.
Of course, those who aided you on Taris will also come. They possess skills you may find useful in your quest. Remember that secrecy and discretion are paramount to your success. You will not be able to hide the fact that you are a Jedi, nor should you. But the true nature of your mission must not reach Malak's ears. You may return here at any time. Dantooine will be a sanctuary for you, a safe haven. Here you can find supplies and whatever advice or other aid we may give you.
When do I leave?
You can leave whenever you wish. The sooner the better. The longer you wait, the stronger Malik becomes. But first, a warning, young Padawan. The lure of the dark side is difficult to resist. I fear this quest to find the Star Forge could lead you down an all too familiar path.
The fate of the galaxy is in your hands, young Padawan. We pray you are up to the challenge. May the Force be with you.
Vanishing lesbian. Any rumors about your most recent meeting with the Council? There is talk that they are sending you on a mission to help us against Malik and the Sith. How do you know that? Saw you getting into the Council chambers and you were in there for some time. I naturally assumed that the Council had given you a task. I'm not asking you to reveal anything that could endanger the Order or the Republic. Whatever task the Council has given you is for your ears, not mine. I only wanted to wish you well, and to warn you to be careful. There are many evils out there, many dangers. The Sith are not the only minions of the dark side. What are you talking about? Master Dorak has been training me to succeed him as the chronicler here at the Academy. In my studies, I have come across tales of creatures that are born of the dark side, monsters of pure evil. The worst of these abominations is the Terentatek, a beast that feeds on the blood of those who are strong in the Force. Over the centuries, many Jedi have fallen to their ravenous hunger. What makes this creature so dangerous? The Terentatek is a predator, and we Jedi are its prey. They are incredibly strong, with a primal cunning, and they have had inborn resistance to the Force. There are some who believe the Terentatek is a monster bred by the ancient Sith and spread throughout the galaxy something. Fortunately, it's quite rare. They only dwell in the most dangerous and darkest of places. In fact, one has not been seen in nearly 40 years. Sounds like they're extinct. This is not the first time the Terentatek have vanished for long periods of time. Many believe they can lay dormant for years, only to rise and hunt when the power of the dark side waxes full. I fear Malik's rise may have woken these creatures from their dormant state. Once the Sith are beaten, I would not be surprised if the Council organized another great hunt to try to exterminate them. What's the Great Hunt? It was organized by the Council shortly after the war against Exar Kun. Jedi were scattered throughout the galaxy, helping to rebuild from the devastation. Many Jedi vanished during this period, disappearing from a variety of worlds without warning. We did not know they had been slain until their mutilated bodies began to be discovered. The Council investigated and discovered the Terentatek were behind the killings. It was decided the galaxy had to be purged of these insatiable monsters, though the cost proved high. What's the cost? Many Jedi banded together and journeyed to the planets that were suspected of harboring the Terentatek. The Great Hunt did not rest until all the creatures had been slain, or almost all. There were still rumors of Terentatek on the planet of Korriban, a dark world some believed to be the birthplace of the Sith. That was where Exar Kun was corrupted during the first Sith War. They never went to Korriban. The Council, fearing more Jedi might fall to the dark side, declared the Great Hunt was officially over, though 3 Jedi were appointed to continue the work. What was so special about these 3? The Jedi chosen to continue the hunt on their own were Duran Keldroma, Gunhan Suresh, and Shayla Nur. These 3 shared a powerful bond, and each of them was devoted to the light. The Council felt that together they would be able to defeat any Terentatek they found, and by supporting each other, they could resist the temptations of Korriban and the lure of the dark side. But none of the 3 survived. Their master felt them become one with the Force when they left this world. He believed they were slain by one of the monsters they sought. The Council felt it was too dangerous to send anyone else in search of their remains, so their exact fate is not known. But let their death serve as a warning to you, Padawan. Thanks for the warning, I'll be careful. A final warning as you go, do not underestimate the Terentatek. If you do, you may suffer the same fate as those who disappeared after the Great Hunt. I didn't talk to you. I walked forward. Welcome to the Ebon Hawk. Let's talk to that lesbian.
I feel I must apologize for the way I acted towards you before in the Grove. It was wrong of me.
You thought the dark side had consumed you. No worries.
I am sorry for attacking you. I am sorry for thinking you would only try to kill me. I hope that by helping you in your task, I may redeem myself in your eyes, and in my own.
I forgive you.
Thank you. It is most reassuring to know that you can forgive me, even though I tried to take your life. I can only hope that, in our time journeying together, I will succeed.
This cat's loafing beside me. She's a real gamer.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
Let's talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
How did you come to... Are you doing all right?
I thank you for your concern, but I am still a bit shaken.
What's wrong?
I have been thinking about myself, about Quatra, and about my fall to the dark side. I keep thinking that it was my anger that drove me that far, that nearly damned me. I look inside myself now and I can still see it. I still feel it.
Sorry, I was taking pictures of the cat. You need more time.
More time would do me good. Time to distance myself from that anger. I think that is why the council agreed to send me with you. They think, perhaps, that in your company, I will be able to free myself from it.
If I see you begin to slip back, I will intervene.
I thank you for your concern and your acceptance. I will strive to prove that I am worthy of your company and trust. How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
Let's talk.
What is it you would...
How did you come to be a Jedi?
How I came to be a Jedi? I am sure you would not find it very interesting. Are you sure you would like to hear?
I asked.
Well, it goes back a number of years. Back on my homeworld, we did not see Jedi very often, especially where I lived.
Where'd you live?
The hind end of space. A pit of a world, to be sure, where Jedi rarely tread. But we had heard of them. Well, everyone had, so that is not to be unexpected. Champions of truth, defenders of justice, heroes of the Republic. It was very easy for a child to be enthralled by their image, their mystique. Maybe I was one of those children.
Did you meet a Jedi?
Yes. Yes, I did. When I saw a Jedi for the first time, they lived up to everything my imagination had created them to be. I was awed, and maybe a little enamored.
Enamored.
They were quite striking, especially the tales of their leader. From that moment on, I knew that I would have to try to become a Jedi. To lift myself out of the rut I had been living in for years, and to make a real difference, as the Jedi were. The foolish delusions of a child, but this child made it happen. As soon as I was able, I left my world and went in search of them. I found them and was accepted. I had been living my dream on Dantooine for several years before you came, although perhaps I was not entirely ready for it, or not completely suited to the task. Otherwise, I would not have fallen. But thanks to you, I have been redeemed. Perhaps I may yet live to see that dream of mine come true. Come, there is much we should do. Let us not waste time talking. Action is what is needed. How may I be of assistance?
I don't know if she knows anything else.
To speak to me about?
Nope, never mind.
Course.
Alright, there's a Karth conversation, and I want to make sure our eyes are visible, because he's hot.
Yes, what's on your mind?
You've been very quiet lately. You know that?
Have I been quiet? Suppose I have. I guess I just don't like being left out of the loop.
I don't understand.
Left out of the loop, you know, not being told anything, strung along. It's really starting to irritate me. For one thing, I want to know what the Jedi Council said to you. They pulled you in there and refused to tell me a thing about it. I'm rather curious to know what went on, and why they didn't keep you on Dantooine for training. Isn't that strange?
They thought it was more important that I help find the star maps than stay.
And why is that? You were a great help on Terrace, but why would they keep you with us? Don't they have to train you?
I've done pretty well so far.
That is completely beside the point. The Jedi encouraged you to stay with us, and I don't believe the reasons they gave. You're a neophyte Padawan who's been saddled with the responsibility of tracking down these star maps. Why, that's not normal. I am not trying to provoke you or to imply that you're somehow responsible for the Jedi Council, but give me a hand here. There has to be a reason.
Are you saying I'm not needed?
No, I didn't mean that you weren't wanted or that I want to go. It's just... Damn it. Well, I'll tell you this much. I'm not going to wait around until I'm betrayed again.
I am not going to betray you. I am not Saul.
Yeah, we'll just see about that, won't we? Look, I didn't mean it that way. I want to get to Saul, not... No, forget it. It just seems that all I can do is insult you, isn't it? Just forget I said anything. Let's just get on with what we were doing.
In the story I tell, that is quite a turning point for their relationship. Let's go to Yavin. I really hope we don't encounter Sith fighters, because I didn't do very well at that the first time, and I don't remember which is the button to attack. Yay! Cat sat on my Doritos.
Lord Malak, the Star Forge is operating at 200% capacity, far beyond our expectations.
I am more interested in the young Jedi Bastila and her battle meditation. Have you learned how she escaped the destruction of Taris?
She was aided by Karth Onasi, a decorated war hero of the Republic and a legendary soldier. During the Mandalore Wars, he was honored many times for his bravery.
You know this man?
Yes, Lord Malak. He served under me when I still followed the Republic. You could say I was his mentor.
Interesting. How did you acquire this information, Admiral?
An eyewitness, Lord Malak.
Calo Nord.
Calo Nord, a bounty hunter, was there when Bastila and Karth escaped the planet.
Next person who calls
Apparently
me
they
short
left him
gets
for
it up
dead.
the ass.
A Jedi and a war hero. It's a wonder you survived the encounter.
I am hard to kill, Lord Malak.
Calo has agreed to help us capture the young Bastila.
Look at
for a
him.
Very hefty
Just
fee, of
look at him.
course, but I assure you he is well worth the price. His reputation
He's
is
so much shorter than anybody else in this scene.
Your companions are nothing to me, Calo.
And like Malik's
But I
like
desire the
6'6",
young Jedi to
6'7".
survive, if at all
Calo
possible.
is
Lord Malak,
like
forgive me,
barely
there's something
5 foot even,
Maybe
I'd
we have
say.
a private audience away from the ears of the common soldiers.
I trust you are not wasting my time, Admiral Karath.
I promise you will be very interested in what Calo has to tell you about Bastila's other companions, Lord Malak.
Ooh, this is getting out of hand. There were 2 of them. His feet are in the floor. I was checking our supplies in the cargo hold. Something's not right. Not right? What do you mean? Someone's been into the emergency stash of food. Mission and I asked everyone, but nobody knows anything about it. You might want to check the food stores the next time you're in the cargo hold. Strangely, the food storage seems to have been disturbed recently. No one in the party would have done this, so there must be some other explanation. Let's examine the supplies. There are no half-eaten or torn packages to indicate the theft was from pests or vermin. It looks more like some unknown person has been conducting clandestine raids on your stores. Whoever the thief is, they have managed to avoid detection by you or your companions so far. Maybe a thorough search of the ship will reveal the stowaway. You think you hear the soft patter of footsteps behind you, but when you stop to listen, they disappear. Same. Hey, Juhani. Soft patter of footsteps. Echo of footsteps coming from the direction of the cargo hold. Hear footsteps. They sound like they're coming from the cargo hold. Naabds. We don't actually know what she's saying, so I'm just not going to read it out. What are you doing here? I don't understand what you're saying. Sure. You've encountered a young girl on board the Ebon Hawk, obviously a stowaway. The language she speaks, while sounding like Mandalorian, translates into pure gibberish. She may know the language, but she certainly doesn't know how to use it. And yet it seems to be the only language she knows. It might be possible to try talking to her, but dumping her on the planet is also a possibility. Can you tell me your name? The girl looks at you oddly, puzzled. My name is Rena. You are... Her name is Sasha. How'd you get on the ship, Sasha? She looks at you quizzically, not understanding. You can ask her about that Twi'lek from Dantooine. Where are you from, Terrace? Okay. Let's try to learn her strange language. Sasha na esawan in Bristag. Bristag, me lafsa. Any of the words you're speaking are Mandalorian. Mandalori is Nagondizan. Okay, Mandalorian's bad. Got it. Mena Eswan Mandalori. I can understand Mandalorian, but your words are all mixed up. She obviously doesn't understand. Esawan, na Esawan. Me Esawan. I see you. Or you. Me na Esawan. You're hiding. Na Esawan is hide. Yuba Esawan Nugis? Sure. Bristog. What's that? It's a thing. Bristog is starship. Leifsa. Leisfa. Everything is safe. Me Leisfa. Mistinqua in Leisfa. You sleep there? Leisfa means sleep. The starship is your home. You're hiding in the starship. It's your home, I understand. What is Gondisan? Something about me, but what? She likes me.
Mucho shakapaka. Selima wanga kunbikin.
Naabs. You said that when I found you.
Kipuna. Bona na kichu.
Abs is hit. Is that it?
Kipuna. Bona na kichu.
Abs is to hurt, and Naabs means not hurt.
Tonki ba non tontek.
No, I won't hurt you.
Tonki ba non tontek.
Yum. What kind of word is that?
Tong abuk shami no nok.
It's part of the ship.
Selima wanga kunbikin.
To chew.
Tonki ba non tontek.
Yinagis. Is that all one phrase?
Kipuna. Bona na kichu.
The floor?
Kipuna. Bona na kichu.
You're not speaking now. Nugis means now. Nanagis is not now or before.
Kipuna. Bona na kichu.
Say something else.
Tonki. Tong abuk sha. Mucho shakapaka. Selima wang.
She's hungry.
Tonki. Mucho shakapaka. Tonki ba non tontek.
She wants me to tell her about myself.
Tonki ba. Mucho shakapaka.
Sasha na Esoan and Bristak.
Selima wanga kunbikin.
You came to the ship before. You were very scared. Why?
Kipuna. Bona na kichu.
You left the Mandalorians and hid here.
Tonki ba non tontek.
You don't want to leave. The Ebon Hawk is your home.
Tong abuk shami no nok.
Why are you scared of the Mandalorians? Hut badli az Mandalori.
Kipuna. Bona.
They took you before and hurt you.
Selima wanga kunbikin.
The Mandalorian ship wasn't home. You didn't like it.
Mucho shakapaka.
The Ebon Hawk is not your home, Sasha. Bristak na Sasha Leisfa.
Tong abuk shami no nok.
Tell me about your home before. Tabed me Sasha Leisfa Nanagis.
Tonki ba non tontek.
Dantuane. There is someone who will take you home. Lur Arca Kestowan you Leisfa.
Tong abuk shami no nok.
Yes, you can go home.
Mucho shakapaka. Mucho shakapaka.
You be Palki? Bye-bye. I don't think Candaris knows
what
anything.
do you want?
Nope. Can you help me with our stowaway problem?
What? You think I don't have something better to do?
I gotta take Juhani and level her up. Anyone else need leveling up? I'll take the droid. Oh, hang on. Yeah, in the story I tell, Rena doesn't learn Destroy Droid, or the droid attack, until much later. But that's a long story. As in, happens like near chapter 80 long. Hey, who is that? What do you want? Recognize your ship, Davix, isn't it? Who are you? You new or something? New, very new. You don't sound like a Trandoshan, and you're not one of Davix. Who are you? What do you want? I work for the Republic. Republic, eh? Republic hasn't been here in 50 years. Don't see why they'd start now. Still, I have nothing against the Republic, as long as you don't get all worked up. I guess I can let you in. Be nice to have someone to talk to for a change. Trandoshans and smugglers aren't exactly stunning conversationalists. What are you talking about? They come by here every once in a while. It's how I keep in the loop, you know, but Trandoshan lizard speak is kind of hard to follow, and they have pretty limited imaginations. Smugglers aren't much better either. Look, this is getting kind of awkward through the door. If you'll just hold on a minute, I'll open this damn thing up and we can talk more face to face. Just have to fiddle with this damn door lock. Thing keeps locking. Jamming, he said jamming. Suvam Tan. You don't look like I thought you would. Too human. Don't see many of your kind out here anymore. Not since the war, at any rate. What brings you here? I'm on a quest for the Jedi Council. Don't tell me you're a Jedi. You sure don't look it. I am a Jedi. No, I never said I doubted you. It's just... Well, there aren't exactly a lot of Jedi wandering around these parts. Not after what happened last time. What happened before? Eh? What? Don't tell me you youngsters don't know anything about Exar Kun and that war. Then again, there have been a lot of... troubles recently, I've heard. Enlighten me about Exar. Exar Kun was a Jedi, to start at least. He came here to Yavin and landed on the fourth moon, the one you can see through the window. Yavin 4. There were some ancient Sith temples there, and in them Exar Kun gained terrible powers. He raised the Sith and waged a war against the Republic, much like what seems to be happening today. But Exar Kun was far more powerful than any Sith Lord who has come since. The very ground trembled beneath his feet, and when he looked at you, he just... But that's all in the past now. I've got my life of staying here and tinkering with the stuff I found in the ruins and the things the Trandoshans and smugglers bring me. Who are the Trandoshans? Mercenaries and bounty hunters. Scum, mostly. They look like big two-legged lizards. No, I'm not going to say sort of like Rhodians. He's a Rhodian. Why are they here? They found me here a couple years after the war ended. Usually they don't bargain with people they find alone in abandoned space stations, but we worked out a deal. I'd give them a few of my more applicable inventions at reasonable prices, and they'd keep me supplied with food and new materials. Worked out well so far, for years really. With Davik gone, they've been getting ideas, though. Do you have anything you'd be willing to sell me? Yeah, I got a few things kicking around the place. Stuff the Trandoshans and smugglers have brought me for me to look at, and a few things I've been making from parts. They aren't cheap, though. They pay a lot for what I can make, and anything I sell you, I can't exactly sell them now, can I? But if you're willing to pay, I've got a few of my more advanced things you can look at. I'm always working on more, so you can check back some other time if I don't have what you want right now. Yeah, he's got some good shit. I think Karth now knows improved power blasts, so goodbye. I'll probably get a bunch of these. Alright, I'm gonna play Pazak with him. I won't make you sit with that. Time to play some card chicken. Oof. Yeah, boy! You have no idea how lucky I was just then. This is kind of an off day for me. This doesn't usually happen. We're all out of hand cards. Yeah, boy. Rip. Yeah, boy. That's 2 games in a row that I've beat your ass. Tee-hee. Tee-hee again. This doesn't look good for me. Maybe things are turning around. Ah. No. Gambling pays off for me and me alone. Princess, get out of my way. I'm playing card chicken. Oh, shit. Kitty cat. Lay on the desk. Get back in your gamer zone. She's rubbing against my monitor. Some other time, Dandelion. I'm gambling. Yeah, boy. Tee-hee. The odds of that happening were astronomical. And I hate him. Ooh. Oh, I'm wounded. Yeah, boy. For the record, this is how much money I have right now just from playing Pazak with him. He gambles big. So before I start playing Pazak with him again, Suvam actually has, where did it go? Where is that fucking frog? I swear to God, I saw one of them. Going insane. I saw this stupid little frog in the background. Ichuta. He's got a frog. That's it. He's got a frog. I should make a video that's just Pazak sounds to fall asleep to. God hates me. I keep ending up with 18. This is getting ridiculous. I just heard the fucking frog. Where is the frog? Suvam, where are you keeping your frog? It just went garake. That's the frog sound. The frog is here. I'm going crazy. Oh, that was so lucky. I kicked his ass. Actually, no, right now I don't want any of these. What I'm going to do now is fly back to Dantooine and get two things. The stowaway off my ship, and the Calrissian's utility belt.
Oh God, no!
Thank God I quick saved before I left Suvam.
Incoming fighters.
Yes, I know, Karth. I forgot how to shoot. Spacebar. Those are so much worse on PC. Alright.
Yikukumo, Jidabadawana ni Kachi Achuta. Jidabadawana Muchashak.
Give me your belt. Yeah, that's right. Ooh. Now, give me that belt. 16, baby. I do need to up my treat injury when I get the opportunity. See, my high intelligence gives me a boost. Computer use, demolitions, and repair.
Ikukuno. Chi gratul. Kachi.
Yep, I got her.
About the one. Ronda di hotonga.
Sure.
Achuta. Ronda di hotonga kunhanka.
Though you have aged, young sentient, I do believe you are indeed the one I seek. I am here to return you to your father.
Mucho shakapaka.
Tolpa da pongwale ganduna.
Rena Viz was correct about your linguistic difficulties. I am positive that your parents can assist you with this.
Kipuna. Bona na kichu.
Calm yourself, child. I will take you home.
Abuk shami no no.
Sasha's home is the ship. The Argonauts. Naabds. Nagisan Lacefa.
Tonki ba non tontek. Selima wanga kun bikin.
Tong haitwam chichi jum lumpa. Nitapo e tikito.
Good, get off my ship. Also, look at this. Look at how literally nice I am. I'm nicer than Bastila. I'm nicer than Canderous. I don't think I'm nice. I am nicer than Karth. I'm nicer than everybody here. I'm just so nice. See, look at me. Look at me. I'm literally nice. What do you know, Bastila?
How can I help?
You wanted to speak to me?
Yes, I did. I wanted to speak to you about our mission and what lies ahead.
Genuinely
for us.
didn't know.
It seems
She had
fate,
something to say.
or the Force is driving us into a confrontation with the Dark Lord. You must prepare yourself for when we face Malak. The confrontation will be difficult for you. I remember how hard it was when I first faced Revan.
Is it true you killed Revan?
It's true that due to my battle meditation, I was with the Jedi strike team that boarded Revan's ship. We did not kill Revan, however.
Killing Revan's what you're famous for, though.
Our mission was to capture Revan if possible. It was Malak who turned on his own master, firing upon Revan's ship while we were still on board it. It was his desire to kill us and his master both. Thankfully, we narrowly escaped the vessel as it exploded.
But you would have killed Revan eventually, right?
As I said, we were there to capture Revan alive. The Jedi do not believe in killing their prisoners. No one deserves execution, no matter what their crimes. Remember that Revan and Malak were once great Jedi, heroes in every sense of the word. They demonstrate the danger of the dark side to us all. I'm sorry, we really shouldn't speak of this anymore. The memory of my confrontation with Revan is painful. Let's return to the mission, please. How can I help?
I'd like to know more about you, Bastila.
Yes, I suppose I can understand your curiosity, given the bond that connects us. Very well. I'll tell you a bit about myself.
Tell me how you joined the Jedi.
I was found to be strong with the Force at a young age, as most Padawans are. As a girl, I was given to the Order to be trained. When I joined the Order, I left my family on Tal Ravan, as all Padawans do. My family is still there, the last that I heard. I've had little contact with them, as it is discouraged.
So the Jedi separates children from their families.
Relationships
Something,
with
something
family members are fraught
politics.
with powerful emotions. Such extremes are to be avoided. Anger and hate are the worst, but even love can lead to folly.
That sounds idiotic. I'd never agree to that.
The gift of the Force comes with a high cost. Sacrifice of one's emotional attachments is one of the prices a Jedi must be willing to pay. The
Look at that
alternative is to
crappy
fall
bat
prey to the
painting
dark side.
outside the window. Why wouldn't you be allowed to love?
Emotional entanglements can be dangerous. They can impair rational thought. They can lead to outbursts of uncontrolled emotion. A Jedi must be above such things.
You don't sound very convinced.
It can be a hard lesson to learn. I was not on good terms with all of my family, but I do remember missing my father terribly for a long time.
You and your father were close.
Very close. I was only a little girl when I left my family, but I still remember him fondly. He was kind and gentle and doted on me. My mother, however, was different. I was not on good terms with my mother. I was only a little girl when I left, but I was old enough to resent her and the way she treated my father. She pushed my father into treasure hunting. I spent all my young life on ships, traveling from one false lead to the next. She whittled away my father's entire fortune, and I hated her for it. I think she was relieved to give me to the Jedi, but my father was heartbroken.
You never tried to get in touch with your father again?
A child is too young to understand the sacrifices that must be made. It's better if they have no contact with their family once they're removed. Once I was older, I realized the wisdom of this policy. A Jedi must do what is needed, personal desires notwithstanding. Love can only obscure and confuse the matter.
But if a Jedi were to love, surely it wouldn't be all bad.
Even a Jedi cannot always control the feelings of the heart. We must do our best to guard against it, no matter what the cost. But some sacrifices are harder than others. I do not wish to discuss this anymore. I would rather return to our mission. How can I help? Then I suggest...
And see if anyone else knows anything.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan? What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Nothing.
Of course. If there is anything else, I am here to help.
Yeah, what do you want? Your choice.
I'm here if you want something done right. Oh damn, I shouldn't have spent all Suvam's money. This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them. Let's see if I can sell anything else. I'm bringing those two just in case something happens. I don't think the Trandoshans show up until I get the first star map, but better safe than dead. The question of what I sell is usually more a question of what I'm going to use. I'm selling Brejik's things. I don't usually, because I usually keep that benefit against slashing. But I can probably get the same thing pretty good with some, like, upgrades or... But also, I'm not going to come across a whole lot of non-lightsaber users for a while. Ah, Damn, I forgot a chunk of a quest on Dantooine. I still got a while before the planet's destroyed. $8,000 money is pretty good. I'm going insane. Where is his frog? I know he has frogs. Maybe he gets those frogs after I get frogs. That's right, I get frogs. Strictly speaking, they're called Gizka. They're little frogs. Oh, good. I have a dream that one day I will find a map in the cave. Welcome to Tatooine. I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating and gets everywhere.
The Force has given us a vision, like the one we shared on Dantooine. Did you see it? Of course. You must.
No.
The Force is
No, I
strong
wasn't
with us
paying
both.
attention.
Tatooine is known for little but glowing sand. I find it surprising that there would be a star map somewhere in its desolate wastes.
Maybe Tatooine wasn't always a desert.
Perhaps, though that would have been tens of thousands of years in the past. Now there's nothing but the howling emptiness of the Dune Sea. The star map would likely have to be within some kind of shelter to protect it against dust and sandstorms. I suspect there are many such caves and caverns hidden in the sands of the Dune Sea. The creatures of this world probably use them as their lairs. No doubt things will become more clear once we discover the star map's location.
There's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Racist. I'm gonna call it racist. Even speciesist is more likely the word. Response to non-human, non-sentient creatures. The Basilisk is now calling them lairs instead of dens or homes. Lair implies something bad or villainous. It's just a dragon. Now, granted, the dragon wants to eat me, but he's a dragon. That's just kind of what they do. I'm not going to blame him for a fact of his biology.
Welcome to Anchorhead, potential customer. Zerka Corporation stands ready to serve, after some formalities, of course. First, your ship is not on our list of planned arrivals for today. There is a docking fee of 100 credits because of this.
What if I say no?
Zerka Corporation maintains this docking station at great expense. It is within our rights to refuse landing permission. And I warn you, we've had troublemakers before. The bay is lined with autoguns. Violence is not a survivable option.
What do I get for my 100 credits?
The immediate benefit is access. Once you've paid, we will offer trade services as well.
I don't need to pay the fee.
You know, I don't think you need to pay the fee. We'll let it go this time.
I'm amazed at how many people that works on. The entire galaxy must be filled with weak-minded fools.
This will cover any future landings as well. It's like a registration, so we can serve you better when you return. Now, as a customs officer, I can provide information on services. Is this visit business or pleasure?
I'm looking for very specific things. Who should I ask?
That's not much information. Could you tell me more?
Older things. Antiques. Artifacts.
You a digger? I've heard of ruins being found now and then, but they've always been stripped by sand people soon after. You're not
I don't know
going
why
to
I couldn't
get
just have been
anywhere
specific
with
within the
them.
first time.
I guess you could ask around, but I doubt you'll learn anything different. You could always ask a Jawa. It's hard to tell what they know.
Well, let's give me some background.
There isn't much to tell. It's a very old planet, well past its prime. Zerka Corporation is the only company with any interest in it. It's not a very pretty world, but there is opportunity here if you know where to look.
Tell me about Zerka's operations here.
I can't really get into that. It hasn't been a very smooth operation. I shouldn't get into it.
Come on, let me...
I can tell you more, I guess.
Oh,
It's
that
not
used
a
the
big
Force.
secret or anything.
Oops.
Just not good for business. You see, Zerka Corporation staked their claim to this planet based on some very promising geological surveys. Unfortunately, that information was incorrect, and possibly even an attempt at sabotage by a rival company.
It's Aerotech with the steel chair! Zerka Corporation set up shop on a barren planet.
Not totally barren. There were a few good years of mining, and limited operations are still in place. But the ore is flawed. It has peculiar properties. They've had to look at other forms of business.
What do you mean the ore is peculiar?
Zerka Corporation has really tried to hide this, but it just seems that Tatooine metal is unfit for effective manufacturing. I would imagine that this outpost will eventually be abandoned. Nobody is making any money here. Of course, this rock may have been settled a few times, so look for some other company to get stuck with it.
What other forms of business are being looked at?
Pursuits that appeal to the casual traveler. There are some fearsome native species that provide exciting hunting. There are also lengthy, barren wastes that serve as fine soup tracks. Attracting business has been slow, however.
What do you know about the history of the planet?
Very little. There are hints that it might once have been a lush world, but I can't picture it as anything but a desert. Native sentient species have no records going back that far. That was hundreds of years ago.
Yes, they do.
Thousands.
They actually do.
Species are not very
It's an oral history.
Anything. They're barely more than animals.
The speciesism is blatant here on Tatooine. It's awful. It's bad.
The Sand People. They're vicious and attack outsiders on sight. More animal than anything, really. Maybe they know the history of Tatooine. Maybe they don't. Impossible to tell. They won't cooperate.
Have you had trouble with the Sand People?
Not
personally, but they've given Zerka Corporation a rough time. It's hard enough mining this rock without suffering random attacks. I think the company has even put a bounty on them, but I'm sure not going to try for it.
Any other sentient races?
The Jawas are scavengers, and a bit primitive. Hard to understand. They have an affinity for droids. Some of our scientists believe that they may not be native to the planet. But how they got here, they may not even know. As I said, they're hard to understand. They usually end up slaves to the Sand People. They aren't fighters. Good traders, though.
Look for opportunity.
It depends on what level of risk you want to take. While you're at the office, ask for a hunting license so you can sell trophies to Faza in his lodge, just north of them. I suppose you could also take up swoop racing. I can't say I know which of these jobs is the most dangerous. I stay away from all of them.
Okay, let me get going.
As you wish.
Uchua Penki, Tong Itwamaji, Human Act in Ikatune, Baba Hassan Shan. Smilia!
I don't actually want to buy anything right now. Although I will buy this. It's a surprise tool that will help us later. Excellent. Thank you. Fair enough. Thanks. Now I've got the frogs. I got that frog in me. Hang on, that's odd. We should have had someone come talk to us about Bastila's mother. You'll be hearing about this, you Zerka puppet. I'm not gonna let this drop. You can't just murder a whole village. And don't tell me to take my concerns as your corporate key. I thought that said corporate twink. Your corporate twink. Don't tell me to take my concerns to your corporate twink. What's going on here? Typical corporate evasion. You want something, they tell you to talk to that twink.
How can I help?
Oh, sure. I didn't realize. Okay.
I do. I've been watching you, studying you closely to see what kind of progress you've made since your training at the hands of Master Zar.
My progress.
I've seen how you've resisted many temptations and continue to walk the path of the light side. Very commendable. But I'm afraid you might stray from this path.
No, I'm literally
what the dark side
nice.
represents in its entirety. For it is what we battle. Only the wisdom of a Jedi Master can truly explain this. But I will do my best to make you understand.
Foreshadowing.
The dark side is not simply giving in to anger, temptation, or to use the Force to destructive ends. These things only lead to the dark side. The dark side grows stronger and more insidious the closer you draw to it. It begs you to surrender to it, to release all its terrible power, and it becomes harder and harder to resist. And once you stop resisting, it's too late. It twists you up inside and turns you into a mockery of everything you once stood for.
You seem to know that temptation very well.
I am no less resistant to temptation than any other. I simply have the benefit of training that you do not. But even the training of
We're
the
just
Jedi
all
won't be
Catholic.
enough to save us. We need only to look at the atrocities which have been committed by those under its sway to understand the terrible, corrupting evil of the dark side. Millions dead, and far more suffering. What sort of person would you have to become to perform such deeds gladly?
Are you saying the light side is innocent of killing?
One who serves the light does not strike down an innocent. We take arms against the dark side and the injustice that follows it only. It's so easy to think that we would never fall prey to such a horror, that we have unlimited control, vigilance, and foresight. If only that were true. The Sith have become powerful because there are many Jedi who've succumbed to the lure of the dark side and joined their cause. What greater weapon is there than to turn an enemy to your cause, to use their own knowledge against them? We are weakened while they are strengthened, so we must harden our hearts and do whatever is required to fight against the dark side.
Thus saith the Lord.
I don't know. The vision of our future is clouded by shadows cast from the dark side. But I sense something ominous lurking in those shadows. But words alone cannot save one from the dark side. Come, we should continue with the task at hand. When the time comes, I only hope we are all strong enough to do what we must. How can I help? Then I suggest we move...
Can I help you? These are the offices of the Zerg
Yeah, it's Great Alezel again.
I trust you have business with the company. If this is about
No, I
employment,
just want to
I'm afraid
pester
all
you.
regular mining positions are full. And before you ask, we are also no longer selling hunting licenses.
I'm looking for a miner named Griff.
Griff? There's no Griff here. Never heard of him. No, I don't remember a single Griff on the Zerka Corporation payroll.
Are you certain of that? I'd leave sooner if I knew.
Oh, you mean that Twi'lek? Must have slipped my mind for a second. Yes, of course I remember Griff. We hired that Twi'lek some time ago. Not a good worker, according to his crew chief. Always complaining and faking injuries to get out of work. He entered false timesheets and slept through his shifts. We even suspected him of stealing Zerka Corporation supplies, although we could never prove it.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
We would have fired him, but we needed workers. It would have been better for him if he had been fired. Then the Sand People wouldn't have gotten him.
You mean he's dead?
He was lost in a Sand People raid we suffered not too long ago. There were prisoners taken, but our rescue parties never found anyone alive. In the end, it just wasn't cost-effective to keep searching. All miners sign a waiver absolving Zerka Corporation of liability in these circumstances.
So your workers are all expendable.
Zerka Corporation cares deeply for all of its employees. That's why we've started a bounty program to thin the Sand People numbers. We didn't find his body, so we have to assume he was taken prisoner. Whether he's still alive, I couldn't say. That's all I can tell you. I shouldn't even have said this much. This is all privileged corporate information. I could lose my job.
I won't tell the corporate twink if you don't.
As I said, all employees have signed waivers absolving Zerka Corporation of any financial liability if this occurs. It is the industry standard. I suppose you could apply for special dispensation from the Zerka Corporation representative kiosk on Coruscant. Business hours only, please. Very well. As I said, we are no longer selling them. There are too many people cavorting about outside the walls as it is.
She's got an earring.
We use them to ensure that only people judged fit by Zerka Corporation are allowed outside the city. We don't allow casual exploration because of legal concerns. Zerka Corporation takes no responsibility for loss of life on the dunes. It's just so we can keep track of people. No one leaves the city without a Zerka hunting license.
Have there been a lot of people leaving the city?
With the downturn in mining, people want any chance at credits they can get. Most wouldn't survive a day, let alone qualify as hunters. The last license issued before the ban was given to a woman named Marlena Venn. She'll do fine. She had a mean streak a parsec wide. She also paid double. Exceptions like this are rare, unless it suits the company to offer them.
There's no way to get a license.
Well, normally we charge 200 credits, but I could make an exception if you agreed to perform a task for us. It's similar to hunting. The Sand People are becoming a problem. They destroy our sandcrawlers and kill our miners. One particular tribe is the worst. It's as if their chieftain has decided to wage war against us. I would like their attacks terminated. Bring me their gaffy sticks as proof. If you agree to do this, I'll give you a hunting license now and pay a bounty for each stick later. I'll give a bonus for the chieftains.
Why pay for the gaffy sticks? Why not their heads?
Which would you rather have dumped on your office floor? Besides, they're ceremonial weapons, unique to each warrior. It's just as good.
I don't want to do this.
Then you are free to leave the city just like everyone else. Zerker Corporation will welcome your eventual change of mind. Please, feel free to enjoy the door behind you. Greetings again from the offices... As I said, the Sand People are... It's as if they're cheap. If you agree to do this... Excellent. Here's your license. You might try following one of our sandcrawlers. Very well. Of course. Zerker Corporation records are available at our representative kiosk on Coruscant. Business hours, please. For your needs here, we maintain a fully stocked storehouse. Speak with Greta Holda about any purchases.
How is operations going?
Certainly. Please pose your questions to the representative kiosk on Coruscant. Business hours, please.
I don't want to talk to that twink. Why the secrets?
I'm sorry, but I can't help you. I'll have to refer you to the representative kiosk. Very well. Of course. For your needs here. Certainly. Please. I suppose you're right. It's not like you can't tell the state of things just by looking around. Mining operations here have not been a success. The ore is substandard, and there's less of it than surveys indicated. With the Sand People raids on top of it all, it's no wonder this planet has been abandoned before.
Does this mean you have plans to pull out?
The company would be foolish to stay. It will be costly, but in the end, leaving will be cheaper than staying. I imagine all the heavy equipment will be abandoned. It's not worth shipping out things like sandcrawlers. Maybe the Jawas will find a use for them when we're gone. That's a laugh.
Foreshadowing. What makes the ore substandard?
No one knows. There are odd energy fluctuations on this planet, but they defy analysis or explanation. But the effect is obvious. Ore taken from Tatooine is useless for construction. It degrades incredibly fast. Word is getting out about it too. We're running out of buyers. Zerker Corporation is not doing well here.
What do you mean the planet was abandoned before?
We can't ignore evidence that Anchorhead was settled more than once before, and abandoned each time. There's probably a century between each attempt, just long enough for records about why it failed to disappear. The Jawas scavenge ancient tech all the time. It's a remote world. Who knows what's here?
First questions.
Very well. I assume that by out of the ordinary, you're referring to the destruction of Terrace? That is all anyone is talking about. I'm afraid Zerker Corporation is not offering any comment.
It's been like a
on this
month.
event. We wouldn't wish to anger the participants.
No desire to mistakenly associate with the losing side.
Zerker Corporation policy is not subject to your approval. It is a sound business model. Save us your commentary.
No, about anything more local?
If you're looking for local events, I suggest you go to the Swoop Track, one of the few leisure industries on Tatooine. There was also a Jawa here earlier, saying something about needing help. I think he's out by the city gates.
His name is
I can't
Isis.
be more specific about what he wanted. Our droid translators had difficulty with the message.
Isis, technically. Nah, his name is Isis.
Very well.
Okay, I've asked everything.
Farewell.
Achua Penki. Chiwi Aita.
Hey there. What can I do for you?
Let's talk about Griff.
Talk. What is there to talk about? Those sand people took my brother prisoner. Griff may be a slime, but we have to go rescue him. We can't just leave him with those monsters.
Don't worry, Mission. We'll get him back.
I knew I could count on you. There's definite fringe benefits to being friends with a Jedi.
Don't you believe a word of what Zerka Corporation said in there. There is always a peaceful solution to conflict. They're just lazy. What do you mean, what are you talking about? Zerka miners have been attacked by Sand People, so the company's Zerka Corporation wants them killed. They didn't ask you to do it? The Sand People aren't animals. I've watched them, and they are intelligent. There must be a way to peacefully stop the attacks. I know it. But no one will try, of course. You can't even leave the city without Zerka approval, and they want the Sand People dead. Zerka said the Sand People have attacked first. Well, yes, they did. They attacked the Zerka, who deployed numerous giant sand crawlers and started tearing up the desert with ion shovels and whatever else. What would you have done? To the Sand People, it must have seemed like an invasion. There were no negotiations for territory or resources. I don't think the killing has been justified, but as a conservationist, I'm hoping someone at least tries to talk this out. What would you suggest, then? Communication. If we could just speak to them. But they don't understand. At least not in any language an average translator can understand. There was even a Jedi here a few years ago that couldn't seem to get through to them. I think that ended in blood, too. I'm not saying it would be easy, but someone has to try. Maybe with a real translation droid, not these old protocol scrap heaps walking around. Who would have a capable droid? They're pretty rare, even in well-stocked worlds. But I'm sure I heard something about an unusual droid in the shop here on Tatooine. I heard Yukalaka saying that it could speak a Sand People dialect, although he'd say rust is gold, the Mega Sail. With that droid, maybe you could talk to them. I wouldn't survive. Maybe with desert robes as a disguise, someone could get into their enclave. Where would that enclave be? It's no secret where they are. The attacks get worse the further southwest into the Dune Sea you go. Then people die on both sides. Where would you get those robes? I suppose you could take them off the warrior raiders of the Dune Sea, but there's no way I'd survive anything like that. Plus, you'd have to explain why you killed their warriors if you're trying to make peace, but I suppose there is no other way. I'll look into it. Sure, that's what Zerka Corporation keeps saying. Then they just start shooting again. The fighting won't stop until they are all dead. Or until the Zerka leave. The one is as likely as the other with the way things are going. What do I know? Why hasn't someone come to talk to us about Bastila's mother? Maybe because I kind of went around? Yeah. I know it's been a long time, dear, but aren't you Bastila, Helena's girl? Yes, it is you. I can see it in the eyes. My, how you've grown.
I'm Bastila, yes.
Bastila. Your name is Bastila. Oh, yes, I worked for your father on an expedition years ago. Your mother showed me hollows of you before you left. Such a pretty little girl you were.
Is there something I can do for you, miss? As you can see, we're in quite a hurry.
Don't be rude, Bastila. Oh, I didn't mean to take your time. I just wanted to ask you if your mother's condition has improved any since I saw her.
My mother's condition?
Oh, you don't know? Oh, dear, I just thought... I assumed she had found you. When I talked to her last, she was desperate to find you.
I've not seen my mother since I joined the Order. Do you know what's happened? Did she say anything about my father?
I'm sorry, dear, but your mother is very ill. So she told me. She didn't say anything about your father, however. I didn't see him.
I see. Where did you meet her? Do you remember?
She's here on Tatooine, dear, in the cantina. You really should go see her, considering her condition. Okay, let's go see your mom.
Part of me would rather not see her at all. But if she's really sick, well, we shall see.
She just vanished. That chick just fucking faded into nothing.
Please, will you help me? I have nothing left.
What do you need? I'll help if I can.
Oh, thank you. I don't have anywhere else to turn. If you're down and out on Tatooine, you're on your own. My husband was a hunter, killed out on the dunes. This raid plate is all I have left. Please, will you buy it? I don't need a handout. I just can't sell it to Faza without a license. Please, I'm worried about having it. They're so rare.
Aren't there other hunters you could ask?
I wouldn't have any idea who to trust. My husband didn't know most of them. He wasn't a prudent hunter yet. I think one of them killed him. I have my suspicions. I'd rather trust a newcomer like you.
Okay, let's talk about the plate.
Will you buy it? I can't sell it myself. They're worth more than 500 credits.
I can't buy it, but I could take it and sell it for you.
I don't know. How could I be sure you would come back? Are you sure you can't buy it? Please.
It's the only choice you have. Trust me.
I'm sorry, but I can't take that chance.
Why am I begging?
Are you sure? Please. You, please. It's the bone plate from the head of the desert raid. He said he felt sure the next hunt would bring in more. Will you buy it? I guess I don't have much choice in the matter. Here, I'll trust you with it. I'll be here. Please don't take too long. I need the credits. Maybe we can get started again. Maybe.
Normally I don't bring Karth on Tatooine because I want him to think about what he's done. But I really like some of the comments he makes in here.
You're back. You have?
He paid you $200 more than you thought.
700 credits.
Glad to see we're still the good guys here. Sometimes I think we forget that.
Thank you for helping this woman. It may not seem like such a great thing to you, but you are making a difference. For whatever it means, may the Force be with you. You saved us.
So yes, I did just give her 200 out of my own pocket. That's alright, I'm a really good Pazak player.
Get lost, Tenderfoot. I hunt Desert Raid. I don't babysit.
Come now, I just want to benefit from your experience.
Well, you sure know how to get on my good side. You're just trotting out bantha pats, but thanks all the same.
What is it you do?
My name is Doric Quinn. I'm a hunter. I hunt. Is that enough, or should I start listing my family birthdays?
Where's the best hunting?
If I knew the best place, why would I tell anyone? It would be worth too much to me to let it get out. It doesn't matter anyway. This season has been dry for me, as it has for almost everyone. Perhaps someone else is holding out, but there's simply fewer raid out there.
And why are there fewer raid?
It used to be a one-on-one test. Hunter against hunted. Now people just want the credits. I could stomach maybe a pair or a team of hunters, but some now use battle droids. Where's the sport in that?
Who uses battle droids?
That's not for me to say. I won't be a troublemaker in so small a community. You'll see. Hunt, and you will see.
How long have you been at this?
I've tracked wild beasts my whole life, but I've only been hunting here for 5 years. I've much to learn yet.
What do you want to learn?
There are hunters that go after the big kills, the crate dragons. I don't know how they do it.
No, it's just one. It's that guy on my right.
Komad is the one I respect.
That's him,
but
the
I
Twi'lek.
also trust that the only difference between us is experience. I will learn.
No, you won't.
I don't go telling stories about other people. You want to know what they think? You go talk to them. One word, though. Watch yourself around the Gamorreans. Gurk and his buddies aren't to be trusted. Everyone else I respect because they have skill. Those guys, they go for easier prey.
What makes you say that?
Just watch your back when you hunt. The dragons aren't the only dangers out there.
Okay.
If that's what you want.
I'm looking for something. Who knows the planet best?
You'll have to ask around. Comad Fortuna is a much more experienced hunter than I am. He hunts far from Anchorhead.
Guess we know what
The
he'd be
local
willing to do
Jawas
for
are a
tuna.
good source of information. even if it is hard to understand them.
Hiko mad,
May
Fortuna.
cost
That's so dumb.
Good hunting.
You talk to me. What do you want, Yumi?
There's only one language you Gamorreans ever understand, a blaster to your forehead.
Racist. I'm sure you're very smart. So can I ask what you do? Some of the others hunters say you don't know how to hunt. Why did you let him speak? He's stupid. Talks too much. I am not stupid. You are stupid. Shut up, stupid. I want to ask questions about you and hunting. I'm looking for something. Are you good scouts? Fine, I'll leave. They hunt people. They go after people.
What can I do for you? Did my wife send you? This ain't about credits, is it?
I'm just looking for experts. You seem knowledgeable.
Well, of course, darling. Whatever Tanis Ven can do. You know, very few human females come to Tatooine.
Hey, you talk to her with a bit of respect in your voice, or you'll end this conversation minus a few teeth. Got it?
Hey.
Karth chugs respect women juice every morning.
You just go ahead and ask your questions.
Who are you? What do you do?
Sure you do. Tanis can tell you all about the thrill of the hunt. Man versus beast. It's all very exciting. What, specifically, would you like me to cover?
You're pretty forward for a married man.
Well, the wife doesn't really take much of an interest in my work. Not like you. Now, you have questions?
Where's the best hunting?
There isn't any. Too many hunters, not enough prey. I can barely keep expenses covered. Maintenance on battle droids is expensive. Of course, it's better than going alone. What if I stumbled on a bunch of sand people? These solo hunters are crazy.
You hunt with battle droids. Is that sporting?
I'm more the practical type, beautiful.
Hey, only my boyfriend is allowed to call me beautiful.
I have is taken care of. Some guys
Karth,
talk
take his
about honor and
teeth.
stuff, but they still sell their plates to Faza. I guess honor needs creds too.
Don't you need to take more kills to keep your droids running?
I suppose, but so what? When that resource goes belly up, I'll just move on. I'm just a wandering spirit, I guess. I'm not real
Wandering
popular with the
penis.
others, but they just fool themselves. They're in it for the credits too.
How long you been at this?
Too long. But it beats smuggling. You ever run into a Sith dreadnought in the desert? No, you haven't.
You've crossed paths with the Sith dreadnought.
Hell, I married her. No, seriously now. I had this friend that crossed Sith space and got stripped of everything. It's not like I have much now, I guess, but I still prefer sand people to getting ambushed on unproven trade routes.
What do you know about the other hunters?
Uptight and cold like my wife. They don't like me streamlining the hunt with droids. I don't fit in, but I don't let it bug me. The Gamorreans are different. Good rowdy drinking buddies. Kirk and his boys, they understand that hunting is a business. Of course they hunt other things than raid, too. Just don't turn your back on them. Ever.
What are you suggesting?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Just keep your eyes on them, that's all.
What about the others?
Dorak is reasonable. Komad is a pain, but he keeps his distance. I can tell he doesn't like me much. Ask around the lodge if you want information about the other guys. I don't really talk to them much. Too long. Fine.
I'm looking for something. Who knows the planet best?
Well, darling, old Tanis might be just what you need. Unless you mean the dudes. I suppose only the sand people really know them. I'm sure I can help you. Ask away.
Never seen the sand people with anything odd.
Sure. My blood. They almost got me last year. Tore up 2 of my battle droids. Wife was mad about that. Took her weeks to fix. Where they got weapons to cut battle armor, I don't know. They act like animals, but they can surprise you.
And where did this happen?
I don't know. Pick a dune and walk. They'll get you soon enough.
But the Jawas.
Smart traders.
They've salvaged and sold me my own damaged droids once or twice. They don't say much I can understand. I think they're a little slow, but who am I to judge, huh?
Okay.
You hurry back any old time, darling. Any time.
Karth. Take his teeth. Wonder if I could trouble a worthy hunter for a moment. What do you do? It's Comad Fortuna, a hunter and member of the Lodge. It's not the life for everyone, but I am content. The best hunting is where the best hunter is. It depends what you seek. Raid are plentiful and are the spoils of the sport hunter. Dragons appear only to the true hunter. Patience is key. Great dragons hunt alone, and their prey is whatever can catch their attention. The dragons are rare. Are they dangerous? Both, and an honor to hunt. If you survive, you are blessed and favored. Respect them. Some try to lessen the risk by mass hunting with battle droids. I would rather hunt solo, taking the risk as my own. How long you been at it? A decade? 2? I don't enslave myself to time, human. There is day, and there is night. You really don't know anymore. Tatooine will not change in my lifetime. Why bother to keep up with the rolling of the years? I think the Gomorian's prey walks upright. And the guards have something to say about that? Dunes are far from the reach of their blasters. Besides, Gurk spends his money in company stores. Dorak Quinn is honorable. Tanis Ven is not so much, but I have no real quarrel with him. I'm looking for something. To truly know the dunes, you have to live there. Only they truly explore the land, but they attack without debate if you see them at all. They found ruins. They were old storehouses of some kind, but you couldn't find them now, human. The sand covers all. The only ones who would know it was there are the sand people. Kudos. I don't know him. Ah, he's a Pazak player. Alright, I'm gonna play Pazak with him, but I'm gonna stop the recording. Good evening.